Hello again, everybody, and welcome to our MPTV Coaches Show. Ryan Lindley, Eric Myers. Spring sports have started. It's sort of a slow start, Coach, but at least we're getting some events and some things going on in track. Really good weekend.
Yeah, so they had their indoor state finals this weekend. Josh Weeks walks out of there with 3,200, sixth place, which is pretty awesome. Lane Canuck got 11th in the 800. And then the girls, 4x800 team took home the first place trophy, right?
Yeah, I mean, really exciting. I mean, it's state championship, right, by our 4x800 team. Indoor championship oftentimes is a really good sign for an outdoor championship later in the season. I mean, obviously you get into more conditions outside, things happen, but essentially if you're putting together a championship relay squad, that group stays together. You've got a great chance to do things when June rolls around and you're at Eastern Illinois for the state finals.
Yeah, not only that, hopefully everybody stays healthy, as you pointed out, but they're really early in the season, right? Some of these girls have played some other sports, but maybe they're just starting to get up in that conditioning, and they're going to building up that lung capacity, that max VO2, all those fun scientific things that go along with running. But you had an opportunity to sit down with them this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really exciting. I mean, all four of the participants in that relay joined us for a brief conversation. So let's go ahead and roll that, and we'll hear from our state championship 4x800 relay team from themselves. Welcome back to our MPTV Coaches Show. We've got our 4x800 meter state champs from the indoor track season. I'm going to introduce everybody. We've got Avery Breaker, Emma Belsley, Tegan Beyer, and Sophie Kruger. And let's just kind of start with this. And we're going to work backwards, I think. So Tegan, you ran the anchor leg. Yeah. Just talk about finishing the race and kind of what were you thinking? Did you know you had it won? What was going on there?
I knew that she was coming. A lot of people were saying she was coming up on me fast. So there was kind of fear behind that, but I also knew that they got me in a pretty good position to start with, so I had a lot of that coming for me. So yeah.
Okay. Question here. Let's go to Sophie with this one. I mean, obviously you run both track and cross country. Talk a little bit about what's kind of the differences when you're preparing for a track meet versus a cross country meet.
For a track meet, you have to utilize a lot more speed work and stuff. For cross country, you kind of just have to work on your endurance and stuff. But both are great team environments. So, yeah.
Okay. And let's go Avery over here for this one. So kind of talk about just the typical, I mean, Sophie kind of hinted at it, but typical practice. How do you prepare for events like this?
I don't know. We usually just get workouts from our coach and do them. Yeah.
And then Emma, we'll go either or here for you. So team event like a relay or individual event? What do you prefer?
I think I prefer team events just because it's you have the camaraderie and it's not all the pressure's on you. And it's also great motivation when there's people depending on you. And it really helps you move faster because you're helping other people toward a goal.
Awesome. Let's go back to Tegan with this one. Talk to me about just kind of goals for this season. I mean, obviously indoor season ended pretty well, state champs, but as you get into the outdoor season, what's kind of on your mind, things you want to accomplish?
We're definitely looking forward to outdoor state and placing there as well. So.
Awesome. One more question, kind of throw it out to anybody that wants to, or we could go everybody. Just kind of talk to me a little bit about maybe beyond just what you all have accomplished, maybe some other individuals on the team or other people that have stepped up or that you're looking forward to seeing run this season. Sophie, anybody?
Well, I think Callie Fitzgerald has worked really hard, and she's definitely improved a lot. So we'll be excited to see what the season brings to her as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then let me ask one more. We'll go over here. Avery, I'll ask you this one. Is there maybe an event or something coming up that you're excited about in the season's calendar?
Like a meet? Or
yeah.
I'm definitely excited for the recent ones, the ones out for spring break we're going to have. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we thank you all for joining us and congrats again on the state championship.
Well, great interview right there. The girls aren't very talkative, but they're all super smart girls, and they really put, let's say, their mantra on when they're running. they're focused there and they do a great job. So congrats out to that 4x100 relay team.
Yeah, and I liked just kind of the discussion of, they talked about, I think it was Emma that talked about the idea of enjoying the team competition, right? We think about track oftentimes as really an individual activity, and to an extent it is, but there is a team concept there that I don't think a lot of people really understand sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes track and field events are a little bit all over the place. There's individual ones, there's relay races, then there's an overall team score. There's just a lot happening there. But congrats to those ladies, and hopefully best of luck throughout this season as we go on. Now outside. Speaking of outside, softball program got to finally have their first game last night. They hosted Lincoln, the Rail Splitters, at home last night. 10-2 loss, but at least Coach Kirby got out on the field like she really wanted. LaSalle Peru's coming up for them this week, so best of luck to you, ladies.
Yeah, and I think, we know it from baseball. Sometimes, win or lose, the first game is sort of an unofficial win just because you finally got outside after a month of practice. We started practice for spring sports on February 27th. It was March 27th when they played their first game. So just to get out there and play, I know they were really excited about that.
Huge positive. And then our baseball program played a couple games last week, Thursday, Friday. Varsity walked with 2 wins right there. Played Macomb Bombers last night, another big win right there. So varsity team's sitting at 3-0. Going to take on Pure Notre Dame tonight, actually, over at Pure Notre Dame. Today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it'll be all the repass, and you can test Twitter for that if you want to see more as to what's happening. And then we got some big baseball news.
Yeah, the other thing baseball-wise, is this week, right, as we're recording this, it'll be the end of this week. It'll be a trip to Alabama for both the varsity and sophomore teams, going to Hoover, Alabama to participate in a showcase down there, the Buccaneer Classic, hosted by Hoover High School. But there are, I think, something like 25 or 30 different teams participating. We're going to play 7 total games between the varsity and sophomore squads down there. And it's just going to be, I think, a really good experience for the kids, for coaches, for some of the families who are going to join us, and we're going to try to broadcast at least 1, if not 2 of those games.
I think we're going to try to do more too. I think we're going to try to figure it out. We were playing around with it this morning, but we're going to live stream them hopefully on Morton Potter TV on the YouTube channel. That way for us, we'll know how it goes. We have no idea what the cell phone, the internet service is going to be like down there, but we're going to try our best. But we're really honored to be representing the school district down there in Hoover, Alabama, at the end of this week. So may or may not get a coach's show next week. However, because it's also spring break, but can you tease about something maybe?
Yeah, so as we make this trip down there, obviously we're, of course, as baseball coaches going on this trip, what we want to do is put together a little video diary. If you've seen any of the behind-the-scenes shows that you might see on the NFL Network or Big Ten Network or something like
30
that.
30 for 30, Jordan Rides the Bus, highly recommended.
There you go. That's a great one. But yeah, so we're going to try to put together a little video diary of this trip and kind of take you behind the scenes of what this experience is like for our players, our coaches, again, some of the families, and just maybe for those of you, whether you're a baseball parent that couldn't go on the trip, whether you're just a community member that thinks that this is unique, something that hasn't really been done before, what was that like? Whether you're maybe a coach of a different sport that's curious whether that would be something you would want to do. Hopefully we can take you behind the scenes and let you know kind of what this experience is like for everybody involved.
Yeah, keyword experience right there is the experience. Giving our students some opportunities to play outside of our borders a little bit, engage in some different competition, perform away from the high school. It's a great experience for that as well. Speaking of experiences, girls soccer finally got on the field last night, didn't they?
Yeah, once again, girls soccer, just like softball, right? A month of practice.
Season,
yeah,
right?
It was. And they had a game scheduled against Rock Island on Saturday. And, I know it was a 3:30 start, and you probably would be thinking if you were in Morton on Saturday at 3:30, why wasn't that game played? But Rock Island got about 6 inches of snow.
Yeah,
so,
crazy.
Yeah, so no game for them Saturday. Finally get on the pitch last night against the perennial powerhouse Pure Notre Dame. A 2-2 tie. And talking to Coach DeLong, he was pretty satisfied for the first time out to tie a really quality side.
Yeah, I think it was a good game. I talked to Georgia Farrell today, and she's like, yeah, it was a really exciting game. We were down, and then she kicked a goal. She's like, the crowd was really into it. So they're really excited about their season coming up. So obviously, if you can get out to McAllen Park anytime. They're going to play Tuesday. Again, this is already be out there, but they're going to play Canton, so that'll be a good one. But as you can always be checking 8 to 18 for all those sports stories, scores, and schedules out there. Twitter is an abundance of information too from pretty much every single sports team here at the high school has their own Twitter, and then try to post as many results as possible on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just to kind of remind you, make sure you're checking specifically about the baseball Twitter. That's at Potters Baseball to get more information, obviously, on the broadcast we're going to try to do from Alabama. I think it would be the first out-of-state MPTV production, as far as I know, too.
We'll work on that as much as possible, but on our YouTube, it's just at Morton Potter TV, so that'll be where it's streamed, just where you can find out these coaches show links on that. Boys tennis has also been competing. They had a couple of rainouts last week as well, trying to host invitationals this week, trying to get as much information out there as possible. So if you see boys tennis or you see anybody out there, tennis courts, go over and cheer them on. Like all sports here at Morton High School, the more student athletes see that their crowds are engaged, the better they play.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's true of student athletes everywhere, right? The environment makes competition more exciting, and hopefully we can see that build this spring.
For sure. So if you like this video or any other videos, like, share, subscribe, Morton Potter TV on YouTube. Share us out. The more information we get out there, the better. And for Ryan Lindley and Merrick Myers, until next time, have a good one.